Hey, are you recording? Like this self-assess yourself?
I'll send it to you.
One thing that
Yeah.
nothing can get knocked
This
for it,
self-assess yourself?
but in general, you don't want this. With your hands like super far apart, you want one.
I do now.
wrist
I'll do later.
Right, the more your hands can make one ring, the better.
Like make a video of your progress.
I'll just kind of watch over time.
Yeah, that's good. Very nice. Yeah. And then submission counters. That's it. So headlock defense. That's it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So that's the guillotine. Just go right there. Okay. Not bad. Now, one thing I'll say is you're sitting like out in front of you. Sit a little tighter. Let me see your setup. Yeah, good. Sit right behind your knee. Don't sit down way up front. Sit right there in front. And guillotine counter. That's it. Yep. Over the shoulders. Tripod. There you go. Now you should still be on that wrist. You gotta pull that wrist. Yeah. And your hand will just stay in the same spot. All I have to do is just not whack a little, and you'll have it. Right there. Yep. Do that again. Good. So yeah, I don't think it'll take us long to get this one down. I can tell you haven't done them for a little bit, but like as soon as I kind of reminded you, I can tell you know. So let's see, what were the key takeaways? What things do you feel like you have the toughest time with? So I'll take the beginning takedowns probably were thing, but also you probably just kind of get me remembering the chapter a little bit too. Yeah, just make sure good setup, step on the leg hook. Don't go down to your knees with the body folded the leg hook. Make sure you're standing and you can cut them out. The takedowns themselves are fine. I don't think you really have any work in there. Let's see, haymaker defense. Double legs. Yeah, double legs are good. I would just say try like stay squatting. Like don't go to your knee as you're getting my legs. Go to your knee after you have my legs and you're taking me down. If that makes sense. Yeah, so just kind of stay squatting and get in and then push down with the knee as you fall. Good. Make sure you just extend out and don't sit right down. Submissions. Yeah, the guillotine. Your guillotine chokes themselves are good. Just make sure on the sprawl, make sure don't walk. So it's always like high, both feet at the same time. And hands, forearms, feet, and then standing arm lock. Yeah, just keep your hands together. Make sure there's C clamps, 2 C clamps. No monkeys. Headlock counters. Totally fine. Just kind of sit under me. Don't sit too far up in front of me. And don't forget, like, just for 1 second, you went to the wrist and you were like, oh yeah, the knee. Just remember which one's the knee and which one's the wrist. But they're all really little tiny tweaks. You know what I mean? Most the techniques themselves, I feel like that's the hard part. You have that down. So just remember all the little kind of side details. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, do the same kind of like study routine you did on the last one. This one will be way shorter than that, I'm sure. And then fight settings like nothing. 1, 2, we'll do that in 1 day. You know what I mean? Even if your first take isn't great, you're gonna do it again. Do it 2, 3, but we'll get it done in 1 day. Hopefully. And that's it. I'm getting ready to submit Carlos's test. Ryan went through. Damian will be right behind you, but he's got to finish his competition at the end of the month first. Telly has to start his. Who else? Nick is not far. He's only got 2 strikes, but I think he's here all the time. Let me go too soon. Who else? So there's like a big load of people who are about to start Master Cycle. So it'll be really, really good that we're gonna have like this whole new group. Right now I'm going through with all the people who are like already in there and like making sure they've got everything really tight. So when all the new guys like start coming in, you kind of have like a group of blue belts who are like kind of veterans who know everything. So it's good. We're excited to have like a batch of new people coming in the Master Cycle for this on the Master Cycle. Yeah, man, week or two will be done for sure. Cool. All right, man. Let's see what Damian's got going over here for his guard game. Jump the button. All right, now that's not a question. But that's a risky move right there. If he'd have been like on his toes, you did that roll, boom, he'd have been jumping on you quick.
When he took his weight off, that's when I did it.
Let me show you one little detail. Do that knee wedge break again, Nick.
You went break?
Yeah, so like he had his guard, and you like wedged your knee to the middle. So, but let him close his guard and move into it first. Okay, so Damian, as he puts his knee to the middle of your butt, you need to jump your butt back to the middle. So his knee's not in your butt anymore. So jump your butt. Like to the middle. Go back to the middle so your butt's back on the mat. Yeah, exactly. Right? That's why you won't see this guard break at like ADCC. You just won't see it. Because the guy on the bottom is going to be too good to allow this break to happen. In general, at a really high level, you don't see many kneeling guard breaks. Most guys have to stand to break closed guard. Because at a high level, it is very hard to break a skilled opponent's closed guard. So just know that little butt jump. Because if you don't know that, it's going to be really easy for everybody to bust your closed guard.
Okay. My strip escape took like 2 minutes. You know how I find
Did you let him get in head and arm control and chest to chest? Was he like,
I was taking it slow. I was letting him get out his energy first, and then I was letting him get his arm stuck.
Well, yeah. So here's my. And I'll go over this. I always show this kind of like survival series for anybody going into comp. So you need to have like this sort of line in the sand in your head that like nobody's passing my guard. Right? Now they might, but you in your head that should be like if somebody's passing your guard, there should be like an alarm bell, like warning, 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 you are getting fucked up. You know what I mean? So I don't want anybody to pass my guard. So I think of all the defense should be like from this moment here where you just pass my guard and start coming down. Right? So notice like I was proactive in this and I don't let you get my head. Right? Look, you're already sitting, you're already doing things to make my life a little easier. Let's see that. Okay, so as somebody's coming in, go ahead and get your side out. Okay, look how high you are. Whoop. So just focus as somebody's coming into side control. Basically think block and shoot. And if you can block and shoot, that's great. But let's assume that they're fast and they come in here. I'm defending the arm that you want to cross face me with. Right. And notice how like you are sitting so high because you can't get this. Right? Feel how like much space there is. So when you defend this, you have a really like huge leg up to get out. Whereas if I let you get it here like this, and I got a feeling when you said it took me 2 minutes to escape from side mount, usually that means you let your opponent do this. And now the only way to get out is for like every little move, like I gotta be like, oh, I got the elbow in, what a great victory.
No, he actually he got me out.
Oh, okay.
And he was like this, and then I did my strip escape from this position.
Oh, okay. But in general, I'm going to show you the series. So I'm going to block, disarm, and I'm going to threaten the shrimp escape. Now what will happen, especially somebody, see how you're playing really high? First off, if somebody does this to you, get your weight on. Like still do the best side mount you can. You still have side, no, I wouldn't do that. Just drop. Start holding yourself up on your right hand, you're hovering. And you can sit, but even there, look, now you're avoiding putting weight on me. So you do it. Watch, drop. So block this arm. Both hands from your side, right? I'm still inside of him. I'm still gonna put my weight on you and kind of like, dude, but you have a huge leg up. Now from here, just like you were about to do, start threatening your shrimp escape. And it's gonna be, look how much easier. However, what'll happen is people will feel this and they don't like it. Go ahead, start bringing it in, and they start to run north. Feel me running north? Dig your underhook and wrestle. Wrestle. Go. To your knees. No. Wrestle. Go to your knees. To your knees. To your knees. Exactly. Okay? Watch like that again. So block the cross face and go short escape. And I go, oh no, but I'm running north, underhook, wrestle. Yeah. Okay? And it can go back and forth, possibly too. Right? Like so you're down, you block, right? You go for the shrimp escape. First I kind of run north and you underhook. Now that is another, that's called a ghost escape. So if that happens, turn the other way. Yeah. But then you got, it's a little bit more complicated. There's a little bit more you have to know about that. So it's the top arm, which will be the easier of the two to get under by. So I'm running there. Top. Underhook. Right. Exactly. And if in the process, watch, lay back down like you just got the underhook. If you underhook and I go, oh no! See, I came back, just go back to the short escape. Yeah, exactly. So you can play these off of each other as much as you want to. But this will be more of like an extension of your guard retention rather than like accepting that your guard is passed and that they have a better position. You know what I mean? So it's just like as somebody's getting around your legs, just like find that arm, get that arm, boom, and now you're threatening the shrimp escape. And when they try to run around your knee, which they almost always try to, underhook and wrestle. And now you're coming up right on their legs. Cool, so I think that's probably the most important survival technique for combat. And if you get good at that, you will never have to deal with mount, you'll never escape from mount. You'll never have to really escape from that full locked in side mount. They're certainly not going to get the back mount. You know what I mean? So now you have this way to get them right back into your funnel and get back into scoring position without accepting side mount and being like, shit, how do I get out of this now? You know, because that's a long
What can you do from the wrestling position? So you have to like both of your arms.
What's that?
What can you do from
When you get up to your knees?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first, what do I get first? You get your leg, right? So you'll use the underhook typically like on the back to kind of like pull yourself out, but that arm has to come down to the leg. Now, once I have that leg, you're gonna turn in. You're not gonna stay over there, and I get up on my knees. So now there's lots of different options depending on like
the knees
how.
kind of like stop.
Yeah, this is my lifeline right here. And by the way, even if you did kick that leg out and I lost everything, okay, kick that leg back. Boom, I lost everything. I'm still not like you haven't passed my guard. I'm up on my knees. I got more options from here than I do when you're inside mount. So even if you totally lose everything, it's an improvement. But if you keep the leg, this is your lifeline. So your main options are just hitting leg takedowns, just like double leg, single leg. Right? So you have that knee down. My favorite is just go after the far side leg. Right? Just try it. It's a double leg takedown. Same thing. If I have just the one leg, and this leg is like out, like come up on that foot, like just step over here. Yeah, exactly. Now I can just hit single legs. There's two kinds of single legs. See, you're leaning forward, so I'm not going to be able to hit it like a normal single leg. I climb over your foot. Once I have that foot, go ahead, turn back and face me. There's just no way. Bop. Coming up. If you are a little bit like higher postured, like try to like sit up, now I can actually just hit like a normal single leg, where my head pushes in and I pull the leg out. So single legs, double legs, and then there's one other one that you definitely really want to know. Coming back here around the time. If at any point I catch you sleeping, you're back. Just going to the back. And it really, I'm actually kind of complicating it a lot because I'm like, here's 5 different options. Just tackle them to the ground or get on their back. And switch back and forth as much as you want to. What a skilled opponent's going to do if you come out and you get to that position, don't get that leg, right? You're going to come up here, they're going to wizard you. And with that wizard, there's a 0% chance of you taking my back. So now you're going to tackle it. No. Now, maybe that could work, but that's a lot of extra work. Just grab like this knee and the ankle or something. Yeah, drop. That's all, right? It's much simpler. You're in a tighter passing position. You're not back up on your feet where there's space. And I mean, there's a lot. Like even if get a wizard on me, Nick. Even if he does wizard me, I won't do that. I just throw this. Yeah. So that's a wizard. Overhook, basically. So now I can't kick your back. Right? And this is called the dog fight, by the way.
Because you're both
Yeah.
like
So-
dealing and wrestling.
So when you do this turtle getup, you're gonna come up in a dog fight. And if I just put his weight on his hand, that he needs that hand, I can limp on that, and I can still take it back. But you gotta put their weight on the hand. If you don't, when I pull my arm out like this, they just jump in my back. So I have to make them like, they're focusing on not falling while I turn and pull my arm out and put it over their back. So don't get too confused. I would say if you don't remember all these little details and all these options, just tackle them or take their back. Whichever one they let you do. And worst case scenario, you lose the legs, you lose everything. You're on your knees. You know what I mean? Just kind of play turtle. Right? You're looking to either get your guard back somehow or something like that, or get back up to your feet. But that's the most important survival game, in my opinion, right there. Defend. Don't let them have your head. If somebody gets a hold of your head when they're passing, it's like almost like a kill switch. Like it's gone. You know what I mean? The pass is almost basically finished. Like in Master Cycle, we look at how to just like when we're passing, just get a hold of the pants and come. If I can get this, I'm past it. I don't care what you do from here. I own both ends of the lever. Watch, stop me from getting sidelined. You know what I mean? It's just so stupid easy. Like you don't even need any fancy technique. If you can get the end of the lever, you're basically screwed. Same thing no-gi. If I can hook your head as I'm coming around in the pass, that's the big problem. So what you're doing is you're blocking that arm and not letting, now your head is free. So like they might be passing your legs and getting around like to your hips, but your arms are out, your head is free, and you're keeping them from like that really good connection, and your escapes get really easy. So be very prevention focused. Like be much more focused on not letting bad shit happen than like coming up with 100 escapes that you're gonna do for every possible bad thing that can happen. You know what I mean? Be very prevention focused. And that's the best strategy.
So what do you, so I was watching some Master Cycle stuff, kind of obsessively. And so I was
Did you do the $35 a month?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. And so I was trying some stuff, and I was doing the high-low guard, but I have no idea what to do once I had it. I mean, I want to try to go in this position where it's around his neck, and this is his shield.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they don't really teach what to do right after this, because I was looking for the follow-up.
They show a triangle. That's what they show. All of them finish with a triangle.
Okay.
It's arbitrary. You're not always gonna get a triangle. But go ahead, come around and like. So let me get the inside mount. Let me do like a escape, man. Here. And first off, rip that arm out, or you can always take that arm out. They will show that later. If that arm stays in, it's a free arm bar. But I'm anchoring, posting. Really, for me, it's usually just like a temporary tool to not get past, or to like get back out. I mean, you could just very easily start putting your feet on them and just like get your guard down. That's a very practical, realistic. But this is a good drill. Like, also stand up. Stand up. It's kind of like the rollover technique. That like if he starts to pass, this foot comes over. It's just like this idea. This is like the low version of that, where he's down on his knees. You know what I mean? I can't really like put my foot on his shoulder, but this leg could come over and start like pushing his head out. And so, you're not gonna fall. Yeah, just be strong. Right? I'll push him out and like, you know what I mean? Just kind of like get them down under your hips and put them back in your guard. So that's usually practically what typically happens for me. But the actual triangle finish that they will teach for every one of these, I remember how to keep that arm right, there we go, is he'll start trying to peel, like run around to your right knee. Right? And what's keeping you from passing that way? Exactly. Now you're going to fall on your head. Don't fall on your head. Find your balance. Good. Now get rid of that foot then. There's that one thing. Yeah. Right, so as they kind of peel that foot, or you could just do it because you want to. That's their kind of just arbitrary go-to. They finish with a triangle on all those. But yeah, that's a really, really just kind of useful emergency tool when you need it. Just know that top leg can come over the top and hook over the head. I don't usually get a triangle. So I'm usually just kind of like extending my legs, getting them back from like here to, and now they're down here again. You know what I mean? Just get your feet on them, or get your legs around them, or keep it simple. But yeah, all those good stuff.
And that wrestle up thing you showed was helpful because I usually get stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to shrimp out and I'm not sure what to do, and I just
Yeah.
kind of wait for them to do something and then I find a way out.
Well, that's the smart thing. The worst thing you can do if you do actually get stuck in full side mount is go crazy trying to get out. And sometimes in comp you don't have a choice. You're down on points, you got a minute, and you're in the bottom side mount. Well, you're either gonna lay there and let the time run out, or you're gonna go fucking crazy and burn all your energy doing the best you can do. So in comp, sometimes you gotta make the call that like, I gotta get to work, I gotta do something. But in general, like it's gotta be a series of very small victories where like they're up here, I don't have my elbow, I gotta fight like hell, 30, all right, the elbow's in, okay, I can catch my breath, I can chill. All right, maybe I would like to get a frame across their neck, so, okay, I got a frame in, cool, I got 2 frames now. And it ends up being like a minute and a half process to get out because it's so tough to get out of that full side mount. Whereas if you just kind of relax, then they'll go like, maybe I can go to that Americana, or maybe I can transition to mount, maybe I can do something. I clearly have them controlled because they're not going crazy anymore. And if you do go crazy, they have no choice but to just lock in and squeeze with all they have to make sure you can't go crazy and get out of their side mount. So the crazier you go in the bottom side mount, the more your opponent has to squeeze and lock in and do nothing else and just focus on controlling you. When you go, and then they go, okay, what's this? And then the arm comes out that was the cross face to go over to your arm, or here to go to the mount or something. There's things I can do. So, but that's a way harder battle than just blocking that arm in the beginning. How about you? What you got anything?
Like the edge of the lever, and the ankle.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good
I
stuff.
think that'd be really helpful.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great strategy. How you kind of like set it up can possibly be an issue. So watch lay down. So lift the feet. Are you doing gi and no gi?
I'm just doing it probably.
You're only doing gi. Okay. All right. Well, it makes the prep a lot easier. So let's see. I'd say, come on in here, lift your feet up. Come on in like you're about to do like a bullfighter. And by the way, when you're doing loose passing, always go to the bullfighter first. So loose passing is when you're like coming in here. There's no connection, there's nothing going on. You always have to check these feet to make your way in. And even if I like, headquarters passing or something else, that's kind of my transitory like position where I make sure you can't hook my legs, you can't sweep, right, as I move into other stuff. But I really like the idea. This is not the basic lesson, but I'm going to show you this because it fits in with that both levers. Check, 1, 2. Put your feet up, and don't let me get over your head. Right? It's very hard, right? And it's very fast. And now I have your knees, and now you're doing a leg raise to try to fight all of my push. Very, very tough thing to beat that. So try that real quick. So just kind of check the shins. And now it's a cross step for your first step. So you only have to take 2 steps. So if you're coming this way, it'll be your right foot. 1, 2. And now right here, you're not coming down yet. You're going from, here, rewind, because you let go. Don't let go of the shins. So do 1, 2, and your arms will be, just that, that's all. 1, 2, and your arms will be crossed. 1, 2, from here, just switch to the knees. Go. Exactly. And see, now they're not crossed anymore. This is, if you could get here, this is freaking hard. All I have, look, I can't get my knees in there. All I have is my hands, right? Maybe I try to pull this off, but you're not gonna stay there all day. And what I would say is you dive bomb, right? So let's go back up where you got the knees. You're trying to dive your head into my pocket to get your chest to chest connection. Exactly. Yep. Now I will tell you, This is, I like, all my favorite passes are these kind of like dive bomb passes where I lead with my head. You don't get those hands to the knees, you will eat some knees. And so you've got to get those hit. You've got to have your hands clearing the way for your head to dive in and kind of drill in with your head. But as soon as you can get in this crevice, you know, even from up here, there's no way my legs can get back in front. You're done. You'll be like up in north-south, where there's no way I could possibly get my legs. But I show you this because look, if come back and like kind of set that up, like and start to do it. Go ahead and start to do that again. Okay. Keep going to switch your grips, switch. Wow. But like sound kind of coming back. So freeze, keep this, and now come up with this and get that collar. I don't have a collar, just pretend. You can grab my shirt. Okay.